evening, ladies and gentlemen. We'd like to ask you to find a place to be seated. We'll wait till everyone is seated before we begin. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. The Family Heritage Alliance Action welcomes you to tonight's Pennington County Candidate Forum. Those of you that arrived a little bit early, you've enjoyed the music of the Cool Band. Will you join me in thanking them for their music tonight? We would like to ask tonight that if you have a cell phone with you, that you please go ahead and mute your cell phone or turn it on silent tonight. We'd appreciate that very much. The restroom facilities are out the door and to your right. There's also ice water in the back of the room. Please feel free to partake of that. We also want you to know that tonight's proceeding is being videotaped, and we hope we have everyone's permission. We'll be putting these videotapes for your information up online in the next couple of days. So to go to our constituents, and you may go to FHAAction.org. That's FHAAction.org to see those clips following tonight's candidate forum. Following the forum, and as you prepare to leave the hall tonight, two lovely people will be at the door back here. If you would like to financially gift the Family Heritage Alliance, we would be very, very grateful. While your gift to the FHA Action is non-deductible, it will help us in both covering tonight's expenses and for further our work down the road. We thank you in advance for your donation. Did you know that May, the month of May, is designated as Military Appreciation Month, National Military Appreciation Month? And as we think about the military and the different branches of the armed services, I want to begin tonight by saying we're honored to have a Marine in the crowd tonight, one of the many candidates running for United States Senate from South Dakota, Representative Stace Nelson. Stace, will you stand? We welcome you tonight. Thank you for being in the House. Well, folks, Congress designated May as the National Military Appreciation Month in 1999 to ensure the nation was given the opportunity to publicly demonstrate their appreciation for the sacrifices made by our service members, past and present. Each year, the President makes a proclamation reminding Americans of the important role the United States Armed Forces have played in the history and the development of our country. Tonight, we would humbly ask that all those service members in this room who have served or are serving currently our great nation, will you please stand that we might recognize you? Service members? Well, thank you for your service. In a moment, I'll be asking you to stand as we pledge allegiance to the American flag and ask you to remain standing as we open tonight's proceedings with an invocation led by Pastor Greg Blanc, President of the Rapid City Ministerial Association and pastor of the Calvary Chapel Community Church. This past Monday, folks, the Supreme Court handed down its decision in the Town of Greece versus Galloway case. The court upheld the constitutionality of governmental prayer and affirmed the long-held right of Americans to pray in the public square. The court has rejected the idea that as citizens we must check our faith at the entrance to the public square. We applaud the majority on the court for getting that right. This is an historic victory for all Americans of faith and for the common sense reading of the Constitution itself. The Fox News national website got it right on Monday as they featured our Rapid City Common Council in prayer, stating a win for religion. And would we not all agree? Ladies and gentlemen, will you please stand as we pledge allegiance and then remain standing for our invocation. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I still can't get over Bruce Rampelberg. He can do everything. Playing bass and sings too. Would you join me in prayer, please? Father, you are in this room, and I ask that your grace and your peace would touch the heart of every person here. We know that you love Rapid City and desire to bless this community. Your favor abounds when we make decisions that honor you. Please give us leaders that see the wisdom in seeking your wisdom, as the way they vote impacts tens of thousands of people in our community. Help all the candidates to value integrity in everything they say and do. In your authority and for your glory, we ask these things. Amen. Amen.
You may be seated. Thank you, Pastor Greg. Appreciate you coming tonight and opening us in prayer. Tonight's forum, ladies and gentlemen, our municipal Pennington County forum, we'll be hearing from the candidates running for the office of City Common Council, School Board, Pennington County Commissioner, Register of Deeds, Sheriff, and Auditor. We will be hearing from them in that order. As they come forward and are seated, would you please join me in welcoming to this stage the Rapid City Common Council candidates as they come. Okay, you may be seated. Ladies and gentlemen, the Family Heritage Alliance Action is a South Dakota ministry which champions those values of faith, family, and freedom that we cherish so dearly. We would encourage you to go to our website at FHAAction.org, that's FHAAction.org, and become familiar with the work of the Family Heritage Alliance Action, that you might consider partnering with us. For those in the house here tonight, we would encourage you to stop by our display at the back of the room, pick up a number of family-friendly resources, materials that are to take home with you tonight for your information. Such a piece is our brochure. Tells of the work of the FHA. In that brochure, you'll find that the ministry of the Family Heritage Alliance Action wears several hats. The hat of a sentry, that of an advisor, that of an advocate, and we are also a network across the state of South Dakota. You will notice in the far left-hand corner of that brochure, found on the display at the back of the room, you'll notice that we're encouraging you to like us on Facebook. So go to Facebook. In fact, today, 380 of your friends have liked us on Facebook. We're looking for number 381, and yes, that could be you as a special person. Tonight's moderator of tonight's forum will be South Dakota State Representative Scott Craig. Scott, along with serving District 33 as their state representative, is also the pastor of the Bighorn Canyon Community Church and public policy director of KLMP Radio, and his claim to fame is a board member of the Family Heritage Alliance. Please join me in welcoming Representative Scott Craig.
Well, good evening. As moderator for tonight's forum, I simply want to lay down some of the ground rules. Number one, I intend to preserve a sense of order. We fully expect civil discourse and consideration of the issues only, and not of one's opponent. We ask that all in attendance observe decorum tonight. Questions and comments from the audience are not allowed, and the audience is kindly asked to hold applause until I invite you to express your appreciation with a clapping of hands. Any questions that you have for these candidates that remain after we are done with the forum, you may stay behind and bring to them independently. Candidates, you may have notes with you at the podium. Incumbents will go first out of respect for their current office. And then for your information, the candidates did receive their first question in advance. And lastly, our timekeeper is the FHA's Youth and Young Adult Engagement Coordinator, Norman Woods, and he will give the candidates a 30-second yellow and a red stop sign. You will see it on his trusty iPad. Tonight's candidates have already been encouraged to respect their time frame. And I will be gracious but firm with you if you go over.